Okay, so this is your video demonstration for the assembly portion of your zentangle cube. So materials I have, you'll need glue, string. This is a little small 1-inch section of a straw. Here's my zentangle cube sheet completed, ready to be cut, and my pair of scissors. So first thing I need to do is cut my sheet here. So I'm going to cut along these straight edges here, but when I go to cut around the arms on either side of this kind of cross here, I need to make sure that I include in my cutting the dotted lines here. Okay, and then I want to do the same thing down here around the bottom. Alright, so that will look like this. I'm going to have to take it off screen to cut it, but you'll see once I'm finished. I'll try to do it on screen as much as possible here. So I've got my cube cut out. So now I need to fold these flaps down. It's the next step. So I'm going to make folds here and here. And as with any folding, the depth of the crease makes a difference, and also the accuracy of the folds. You want to make sure you get that fold right on the line if it's possible. Okay, so the closer to perfect the fold is, the closer to perfect your cube will be. So I'm folding all these flaps down, trying for accuracy to make sure that I fold the cube nice and so I got my flaps folded with this last one. Next thing I need to do is fold along each crease between here. So I'll make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more folds. And again, if you get one of these crooked, that can mean a problem. So you want to make sure they're nice and straight. And you fold them down. In. So I've got my pieces folded in just like this. So next step is flip it over just like this. Take your glue. You want to put a line of glue on each of these 4 flaps to start with. Just a little bit on these flaps here. You don't want to overload it. If you put too much, it's going to be really messy. Just a little bit will be fine. Okay, and then you're going to kind of put that piece right on there. Going to put your finger behind it, push it together, and do the same thing on the other side. Okay, this part of the process does require a bit of finesse. It may be tricky for you, so if you don't get it perfect the first time, it's not a big deal. Okay, just keep working that in there. Okay, so I've got my basics of my cube assembled. Okay, then I'm going to put a little bit of glue on this front flap here. And then on these 2 flaps right inside here. Now this is kind of the tricky part. Okay, so you have to kind of push this down and get this flap here, and at the same time get those last 2 flaps. Okay, so just kind of gently push that together, give it a minute or 2 to dry. If you get a little glue on the outside of the cube, it's not that big of a deal. You might want to hold those down with your fingers while you assemble that piece. Okay, so I will give that a couple minutes to dry. You see my cube is now assembled here. Hopefully you'll have a little extra time today to make your cube look real nice, and it'll be a little more accurate as far as the folding, but you can see that it's 3-dimensional, has a design on each side kind of like a die. Okay, so you have this hanging. The next step we need to do after it's all dry, we're going to go ahead and take the scissors and just clip one of the corners off just like that, so we have a hole on one side. Okay, after we clip the corner off, we're going to take our string and we're going to tie our straw to the string. So I'm going to just put my string around here, or I can put it through the straw if that works better for me. And I'm just going to tie a couple overhand knots together to get this string to stay on the straw. So just like that is perfect, so that won't come off. I'm going to slide the straw inside of the box through the hole. Make sure that's down in there. And then when I pull it up, the straw should kind of brace itself, and then I have the string shouldn't come out very easily with the straw inside. Okay, so that is kind of there, and we can hang this from the ceiling with the string now inside. Very simple. Okay, so I'll put the materials on the table if they're not there already, and you can go ahead and get started.